Hey guys, welcome to the show. I am Sammy in Cebu, coming to you live from Matam, Newtown, Maribago, Lapu-Lapu, Cebu. Sorry, give me 1 second. Someone is texting me a work text. Let me just check. My student is asking me about a schedule change. Student number two. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize, but it's a client, so I have to get to it right away. So sorry. I really apologize for that. Let me just finish this. All right. So let's just make sure the sound is working. Yeah, okay. The sound is working. Everything looks good. All right. Thanks again for joining, guys. I am Sammy in Cebu. Say hi. Click the link in the chat right over there. Click the link in the chat and say hi. Let me know where you're from uh, and what you think. I am just like really, really happy with what's going on these days. Fresh news since Sunday, I have joined a gym. Yeah, brothers and sisters, Sammy in Cebu, Sri Lankan Sammy is on a fitness kick. Let me tell you something. My friend Tim, his wife is cooking like big pots of food for me. So like stews and like with vegetables and stuff like that. Lean meat, like chicken, no pork. I prefer chicken. And I made a big pot of pasta, and I'm doing fruits and yogurt in the morning. But I'm eating more food because after I work out, I have like peanut butter sandwich, carbs and protein. But I'm not like exercising crazy, so I don't have to like take a lot of protein. Not yet. I will in a couple of weeks. So I have like eggs and I have chicken breast, which I'm going to cook up later. But tonight, after this, I'm going to eat some what's called chicken adobo, which is a Filipino dish. So it's just basically a stew. There's potatoes in there, there's vegetables in there, and there's like sauce and everything, and it's stewed for a long time so that the meat is really, really soft, and there's spices and stuff like that in there. So she made me a big pot of that. Obviously, I paid her for her time and everything like that. So I sampled it when I brought it home, and she also made me a little dessert, little mango pie. She made me a little dessert. So I have this food that I eat. So 3 days a week, I am doing strength training. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday with a personal trainer. So I paid for a personal trainer. I paid 3,000 pesos. Probably I paid more because I'm a foreigner. 3,000 pesos is about $55 for a month. That's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. And the gym was 700 pesos, which is about $12 US dollars. which is pretty good. Now it's an outdoor gym. What I mean outdoor is like they built it on the roof of a building, apartment building, and then put a roof on top of it. So it's like there's wind going right through. So it's really nice. It's really nice. Hi, Ricky. How are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. No, I'm not Indian. I am Sri Lankan. Now, my citizenship, I have dual citizenship. I'm Canadian and Sri Lankan. I also have a Korean permanent residence, and I'm working on getting my Filipino long visa or retirement visa. I'm investigating the options that they have there. Now, I can't get the visa while I'm here. I have to do it outside of the Philippines. Right now, I'm on a tourist visa, which will be for 5 months. Canadians, most Western countries can stay up to 3 years on a tourist visa before leaving the country. But I'll return home to Sri Lanka in end of February. I'm here just to test out what it is like to retire. And I was here on vacation with friends. They all left last week. I have another friend who just arrived from, she's an old friend from Korea. And she came with her boyfriend. I haven't seen her in like 6 years. So my best friend is also living here. He's married to a Filipina. So I'm hanging out with him and everything like that. So I'm going to talk about what I'm doing later and like retiring. But right now, like I said, I joined a gym. I've had 2 days. So I do 3 days of strength training and 3 days of cardio. Cardio I do by myself, you know, like an hour of like bike or walking just to elevate my heart rate. You know, I had it up like 130 beats per minute for 45 minutes. That's really, really good, my trainer said. Especially at my age and my like starting working out after like 10 years of never working out. So I like Sri Lanka, but I prefer Southeast Asia. Because Sri Lanka is so far away from all of my friends, I am a foreigner in Sri Lanka. Other than family, I have no one there. I have more friends in Thailand than I do in Sri Lanka. And I've only ever gone to Thailand on vacation. So I don't prefer Sri Lanka. The only reason I'm there is because of my family. My mom and dad. So they're okay. They have people taking care of them now, so I don't have to worry about them as much. And, you know, I'm a beach guy and I don't live near the beach. I'm 30 minutes from the beach. And even when I do go to the beach, I'm in Negombo, and the beaches there are not that good. And if I want to live somewhere, I'd have to move to like the south, like Waligama and stuff like that. And I don't really want to be in a tourist area. So I'm in Lapu-Lapu, Mactan Newtown, it's near Cebu. So I'm in I'm not in a tourist area. I'm in a middle class Filipino neighborhood. I live in a condo village, and I've been here since the 2nd, so 20 days, so almost 3 weeks. And I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. It's great. Sorry, just give me 1 second. As a student is like switching schedule all over the place. All right, sorry about that. So I teach online. I work online in Korea, and I have students who are like adult clients who are like trying to move around their schedules and stuff like that. So I need to, you know, be in contact with them immediately. Ricky, I like Bangkok, but again, I prefer the beach. I have been going. I prefer Jomtien, South Pattaya for the beaches and the infrastructure and the comfort and everything I need. If I need something, I just 10 minutes I can pop into Pattaya for a steak or go to the hospital or whatever. Jomtien is a nice, quiet, like refuge for me. I absolutely love it. I stay at the Copacabana or one of the high-rise condos in like the far south of Jomtien. All right. Yeah, I fly into Bangkok from Sri Lanka. It's so easy. It's 3.5, 4 hours direct flight. I absolutely love Thailand. The problem is that the government is making it harder to stay. Um, and I'm answering your question right now. Number one, the government is making it harder to stay. I don't like Jomtien is becoming much, much more touristy, and I don't like that. Phuket, I will never go to Phuket. It's too crazy. Krabi is too expensive. Hua Hin, maybe. Maybe I like Hua Hin or Koh Samui. I like beaches, so I'm never going to Chiang Mai. Like I've been going to Thailand for the last 10, 15 years. I speak Thai and I was ready to retire in Thailand, but Philippines is much cheaper and so easy on the visas. Like in Thailand, if you stay every 90 days, you have to go to the immigration to report in. Like that's silly, like you have to physically go there. And here it's just so easy. It's just so easy. Um, Sorry. So number one, so I've been traveling around. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to assume, Ricky, you're new to my channel. Where are you from? Let me just know where you're watching today. And like maybe if you're interested in telling me your age bracket and etc. Welcome to the channel. So my channel is about me and the journey I have taken coming from where I was to where I am today and where I would like to be. So this is the journey. Like I'm not giving advice or telling you what to do or anything like that. I mean, I'm going to tell you what I think. But my channel is about showing you the journey. Like come along with me on this journey. I'm 58 years old. I'm Canadian. I have dual passports. I'm 58. I'm financially stable. I'm single, not married, no kids, no girlfriend. Healthy, or trying to get healthy in the next 5 months. Trying to get healthier. I've always been healthy, eating healthy foods. I have no medical conditions. So there's 3 stresses in my life: financial, health, and relationship. I don't have any stress. I'm almost 60 years old. I mean, look at this face. No wrinkles, nothing, except for the gray hair and the no hair. But yeah, Ricky, London, UK, and Bangkok. Let me tell you, I love Bangkok. I have friends in Bangkok, and I have YouTuber friends in Bangkok and in Pattaya. And, Key Swan is one of my good friends in Bangkok. That guy is killing it, living life. And he's an English teacher from Australia. And he was in South Korea for a little while. And then he got stuck in Thailand during COVID, couldn't return to South Korea, and just ended up staying there. Thank you, brother. When I shave, I look a little bit younger too, let me tell you. And I'm thin too, right? Just a few pounds overweight, a few kilos overweight. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. So my channel is a brand new channel. It's only been like 2 months. I used to have another channel, and it was about 5 years old, but I had pivoted so many times that the subscribers were not watching my videos because I had pivoted. I had started out as a club kid marketing my nightlife experience in South Korea, because I lived in South Korea for 20 years and I was running one of the biggest nightclubs in Korea. And then I switched to like living in Korea, and then I switched to retiring in Sri Lanka, and it just didn't catch on. So I tried for like 2 years to manage that channel, and it just wasn't working. So I switched to this one, and everything is killing it. Yeah, CB Media, I know him. I know CB. I met him in Thailand. I haven't kept up on his channel, so I should reach out to him and talk to him. Yeah, like the visas is the problem, and I haven't decided where I want to live. So I'm not going to go out and get a retirement visa just because. I want to do the traveling and figure out what. Okay, let me take a step back. So I'm a Canadian, Sri Lankan. I grew up in Canada. I left Canada in 2007 to South Korea. Was in South Korea until 4 years ago, and then I returned to Sri Lanka, and I continue to work in South Korea. I just finished a class like not even 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. And then I have 3 more classes this evening, right? So I work online. I get paid in Korean money, and then I move it to Sri Lanka or wherever I am. Like, so I'll go to the ATM here and I'll withdraw Korean money in Filipino pesos. The exchange is perfect with my Korean bank account because I have a premier account. So I don't pay fees. I get preferential exchange rates, blah, 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 blah. We're not going to talk about finances. So basically, I have decided that I need to retire in Southeast Asia. Is it going to be Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, or Philippines? I don't know. What I've been doing for the last 10 years is traveling around to different cities, different areas, and spending a long time in each place, like 3 months, 6 months, to get a feel for what it's like to live there. What does it cost to live there? What is the infrastructure? What is the social life? What is the beach life? What's important to me is food, health, and beach. So coming to the Philippines this time, also because I have a female friend in Korea who comes on vacation with me. She came and we met up here on vacation, and then she left. And then another friend of mine from Korea who's American Indian, he also returned home to take care of his parents. He came and hung out with me for a week. And then today, another friend from Korea who's Filipino-German, she lives in Dubai, and she came here for a wedding, and she's going to meet up with us as well. It's been like 6 years since we've seen her. So my friend Tim, who I've known in Korea for 10 years, an American, he married a Filipino. I came and visited him in Subic Bay, Zambales, 3 years ago to like test out. I didn't like that area. I didn't like it. It was a beautiful place. The people were beautiful, but there was just the foreigner story there was not to my liking. But here, from day one, I have been like over the moon in love with the people here. I'm having way too much fun. It should be illegal how much joy I'm feeling, right? I go outside every single day just so I can interact with the locals. I'm absolutely loving it. It is like by far the best experience I've had, and even better than Thailand. I'll say that. I mean, Thailand, rural Thailand, absolutely perfect. But the problem is here, everyone speaks English, like good English, right? I don't have to, I spoke Thai because people don't speak English, and I wanted to be able to communicate with the locals as a local. I integrate into societies, okay? I do that all the time. I was in Korea 18 years. I had no problems in dating in Korea. Now, okay. And thank you, Ricky. Cool. Glad I discovered your channel. That's the kind of content I've been looking for. So let me talk about that. So where did I come from? Like, what is my backstory? What am I doing right now? And where do I want to go? So just so you know, my plan is to like do a circuit around Southeast Asia every year. And in that circuit is like 6 months to a year in Philippines, 6 months in Thailand, 3 months in Vietnam, and then 3 months in Sri Lanka, and then back to the Philippines. That way I don't get nabbed for like visa runs. And I can stay on a tourist visa without having to spend the money on a retirement visa, right? So the maximum is 6 months to 9 months in Thailand, 3 months in Vietnam, and 3 years in Philippines. And I'm a Sri Lankan citizen, so I can come and go as I please. But I always have to head back home once in a while just to, you know, hang out with my mom and dad. They're in their 80s. Healthy, but they're in their 80s. So the crux of my channel will be, you know, I'm not going to do beach reviews and hotel reviews and restaurant reviews. No. I'm going to talk to you about my daily life, what I did today. I'm going shopping. I'm going to the dentist. I'm going to the doctor for a blood test. I'm organizing a party with my friends. What does that entail, right? We're having like 50 people over. Halloween, you know, what do I love to celebrate Halloween. Christmas is my birthday. What do we have to do? So just basic life, like how did I order food? How did I set up my bank account? What is the immigration process like? What is life like here for an outsider? And people always say, well, what is the cost of rent? Well, I'm not going to do those videos because after like a month, that data is old. Because of exchange rates, of costs, of everything like that, that data is old. And you can find it online. And there's a million other vloggers doing that. I don't want to do that. I want to talk about my daily experiences. So I'm putting out about 5 vlogs a week, plus the 2 live streams on Wednesday night and Sunday morning, local time. So I'm glad that you like it, and I hope I deliver what you want. I want to keep it fun. So if you look at, if I can ask you a favor, to please subscribe and then click the thumbs up on each video that you watch, and please let it play in the background, even if you're not watching the whole video. Let it play to build up my view time, and just put a little comment, like just even like a smiley face or something. That helps the algorithm get it in front of people like you. I'm pretty sure that my channel popped up on your feed, and then you just click the link and just, you know, watch the vlog. You weren't really searching for me. So I'm glad that you're here, and I hope you follow along and join us, because the first 1,000 subscribers that I have are going to get a free membership to our forum, to our group chat, to our group. I'm going to create like a Discord server or some kind of forum where we as a community can get together and help each other, right? Speaking of which, I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to all the new subscribers. Now, as I've said before, every live stream, I'm going to give a shout out to subscribers. Although I had 100 subscribers, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 show up because their profile is public. If their profile is not public, I cannot see you unless you comment. So I'm not going to go through the comments because there's so many comments, but I promise that I will answer every comment. So I want to say hello to Uday D, RW, AA Asian American, Mama 67, Steve K, and then a very special hello to my former student. So about, I'm going to say, when was that? I'm going to say about 10 years ago, I was teaching at a small academy. And these kids were probably 12, 13 years old. And they're really cool. And somehow, one of these kids figured out that I had a YouTube channel, and he found my channel, and I was like, damn. So it was towards the end of my tenure there, so it was okay. And he just found my new channel because obviously my old channel links to this channel. And he said hi today, and I want to say hello to you, brother. He's in university now, and he said he's like hopes that I can come back to Korea. He remembers me, as one of his favorite teachers. So Ricky, to get to your story about Korea, if you go to my old channel, which is called Sri Lankan Sammi, retired with mom and dad. Sri Lankan Sammi, retired with mom and dad. I don't know if there's a link on this channel, but if you search it, you'll find it. It's a huge channel. It shows my life in Korea. If you go back like 8 years, I ran one of the biggest nightclubs in Korea. It was about 2,000 people. I was the full-time director of marketing and promotions. My job was not marketing and promotions, but that was my title. I was the VIP host. My job was to stand at the front door and talk to people, go inside and drink with people, make sure everyone was having a fun time. I was like a concierge or, like a host, something like that. So it was a great job. I got paid an insane amount of money to drink and talk to pretty girls. So I really didn't have a problem in dating in Korea because I was very popular. I didn't date guests or customers, but I had dates. I didn't have girlfriends for very long because I've been single for so long. I've been single since I got divorced in 2007. The longest relationship I had was about a year with a girl from a former model from Kazakhstan who had a chain of 13 clothing stores in Kazakhstan and would come to Korea once a month to do shopping for her stores or meeting with like vendors. And we would meet up once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And it was the first woman I've ever gone on vacation with. We went to Thailand together about 8 years ago. But she was in the middle of a divorce, and then after she sold her company and moved to Italy, that relationship didn't last. I was a rebound guy, so I knew it was nothing. And I've dated in Korea. I dated Korean girls, but it's just nobody wants to date a club guy because I'm never available. Like I work from like 9-10 p.m. till 4 a.m., 5 a.m. and I sleep all day. So you want to go out? No, I can't. I got to sleep. I work like Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday. I sleep all day Sunday, and then Monday to Friday I was working, day job. So thanks for the sub and the like. I appreciate. There's not a lot of videos on the backlog, but a lot of those videos will help you understand where, especially the first couple of videos. Going back to August 15th is when I started this channel. If you watch some of those, it tells you where I came from, who I am, and what my plan is. And then you can see like the videos of like retiring and moving here to Cebu. So I'm going to be here for 5 months until February 27th, and then I return to Sri Lanka. And the plan is I'm probably going to return to Sri Lanka for 4 months, 5 months, March, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months. I'm going to stay in Sri Lanka for 6 months, and then I'm going to probably move back here for a year. Get a condo, get a nice condo. And that's the thing is from now until February, I'm going to be exploring what it's going to cost me. So right now I'm transitioning from vacation mode into living mode as of like a couple of days ago. November will be a pure living mode. I'm going to budget. I track everything right now, but I'm going to budget and I'm going to like live frugally, right? And see what it can cost me. I left Korea 4 years ago, so I don't know what's going on there now. And I spoke fluent Korean, and I had Korean friends up and down you know, like I can count K-pop stars, movie stars, CEOs of companies, to like people who own businesses as friends. I still have friends in Korea, lots of friends. But one person's experience is different from another person's experience. Korea is a very patriarchal, hierarchy and age respected country. Because I'm a man and because of my age, I was given instant respect. And third, because I spoke the language fluently, like a native, right? So even when I arrived, Korea was a first world country. It's one of the things I loved about it. It was like so advanced, everything, life there for me was very easy. And I saw a lot of young people who couldn't acclimate, who couldn't integrate, and who kind of complained. But if you know my backstory, I was born in China, I grew up in Italy, lived in Europe, and then moved to Canada when I was 6. I've spoken 9 languages. I've lived in 10 countries. I've visited over 120. I have 2 passports, 2 permanent residences, driver's licenses in 3 countries, bank accounts in 4 countries. I'm fully invested in Sri Lanka. All my money's in Sri Lanka or South Korea, but all my investments are in Sri Lanka because I'm a citizen, and it's where I pay the least amount of tax. I have a pension from Canada and a pension from South Korea, which will come due in 2 years. I have nothing else. Well, I have a house in Sri Lanka and a car. So for me, when I moved to South Korea, it was very easy for me to integrate because I'm a big supporter of integrating. So I studied the Korean culture and I understood the Korean culture. Yeah. I guess that's right. I'm a third culture kid, like I don't really I'm not really nationalistic. I'm born in China. I'm not Chinese. I spoke Mandarin. I grew up in Europe. I'm not European. I'm Canadian, but I was an immigrant. I'm Sri Lankan, but I'm a stranger in my own country. I speak the language, but everybody knows I'm not born there, or I'm not from there, that I'm from someplace else, that I'm an expat. But when I'm in Thailand, people are like, "Oh, you've lived here a long time?" No. "Oh, you speak like you've lived here a long time." I understand the customs, the holidays, the I understand the mind. So that's why I get along well in countries, and specifically in South Korea. I was very lucky that I met my friend Johnny, who introduced me to the right people. And my job got me in contact with executives. Because of my age, I was placed with executives. I can count CEOs of some of the biggest companies in the world, in the globe, as people I'm friends with. I've been to their homes, I've been to weddings, and so much. My other friend, like last time I went to Korea 3 years ago, I had to go for a visa renewal. I had to go just to renew my visa. And my friend paid for everything. He paid for my hotel in Gangnam. He gave me spending money. I mean, he's really rich, but I didn't know he was rich until like years after I met him. I met him like 18 years ago, but it wasn't until years later that I discovered, and we were the same age. I've been to, what's his name? Lee Byung-hyun, the guy from Squid Games. The guy in the black mask from Squid Games, and he was White Shadow in G.I. Joe. I've been to his home. I didn't realize it was his home because I was teaching his wife, and I kind of recognized her, but she was not wearing any makeup or anything like that, and I was like, familiar. because they won't. My company won't tell me who it is, like their name. They'll give me their English name, not their Korean name. And he knocked on the door and walked in, and as soon as I saw him, I just like pretended to like not, they were having a conversation, and I was like, oh shit, I know who you are now because I recognized the husband. Here's the thing. It's very difficult. The old saying that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's true. I was a child when I learned how to learn new languages. So that skill was embedded in me as a child. For me, it was normal to speak multiple languages. I spoke Mandarin, Sinhala, which is Sri Lankan, and Italian by the time I was 4. By the time I was 6, I spoke English and French. And I didn't learn English from mom and dad. They put me in front of the TV because the teacher said I don't understand the class. And they put me in front of Sesame Street, okay? Because I speak, as you can tell, with a very flat English Canadian accent. Mom speaks British English and dad speaks Indian English. Like, would you like some water with that? Thank you very much. And mom speaks, would you like some water with your potato? So she speaks British English. And I have no idea how I learn languages. I just have to listen, and it comes to me like that. So I learned Korean in less than 6 weeks. Now, I can't read Korean. I can't write Korean. I can. It takes me a long time, right? But with the advent of smartphones and everything like that, I never had to read Korean. I use an app called Papago, which is a Korean app, and I just take a picture of it and it translates it automatically. So I never bothered learning. I know the alphabet. I can do the alphabet, no problem. But I don't. I find it takes a long time to read, and I've been out of practice for the last 5 years because I haven't lived in Korea, right? I'll say this, Ricky. The thing is to integrate into the society. Get yourself a Thai girlfriend and only speak Thai. Every day, all day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Only listen to Thai TV and music and radio and television or whatever. Don't do any English. I'm fluent. People think I've lived in their countries for years. And they always ask, how did you learn? And because I have the skill of parroting. I don't speak Korean okay, so Korean, it's 감사합니다. That's the proper pronunciation of thank you. But Koreans don't speak like that. They're like, 감사합니다. Like that. So I speak like natural speaking. We don't, as English speakers, we don't say, hello, how are you today? We don't talk like that. But that's how English as a second language speakers speak. We say, hey, how are you doing today? We mumble. Because we're native, we can hear, we understand what the other person's saying. So I listen to native speakers naturally speaking, and I mimic it. The accent and the flow and the mumbling, so that I become very native in conversation, right? Now, I cannot hold, sorry, let me just close the window, mosquitoes coming in. I cannot go to the bank and have a conversation, financial conversation at the bank in Thai. Absolutely not. Even in Sinhala, in Sri Lanka, I can't do it. After 4 years in Sri Lanka, yeah, I can speak the language very well. Just before I left, I told mom, I was like, I just realized that I went shopping and I had an entire conversation in Sinhala without me thinking about it. And she goes, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. And I'm like, yeah, it surprised me because it just came naturally. So, yeah, I don't have a secret. And yeah, Ricky, try to get away from the expat thing, because that influence is financial as well. Like, you go and you eat Taco Tuesday and hamburgers and stuff like that. Live like a local. I mean, Bangkok is a multicultural city, and it's a modern city, and it's affluent and everything like that. I'm no longer a city guy. I lived in downtown Toronto on one of the most prestigious addresses, Queens Quay. I lived at One King West, which is one of the most prestigious addresses in Toronto. It's like I was home in 5 minutes walking underground. I never had to go outside. In Seoul, I lived in Gangnam. I lived on Namsan, which is the up where all the rich people, all the CEOs live. Now, I wasn't rich, but I could afford, from the salary I made, to live in like nice areas. But when I was in Canada, yeah, I had a great job. I made a lot of money, and I was a dink. When I was married to my ex-wife, it was dual income, no kids. We spent every penny. We didn't save anything. We were stupid kids back then. But if you watch some of my vlogs, being that I'm a little bit older than you, I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm not smart in any way whatsoever. I am not smart in any way whatsoever. What I am is a guy that's made a lot of mistakes. And and if you follow me, you'll learn what those mistakes are, so that you don't have to make those mistakes. And you can see an alternative way of living. You can mimic a little bit of it, a lot of it, or be opposed to it. One of my greatest supporters, Darren, he doesn't agree with me on 90% of the things that I do, but we are great friends because we share that same passion of getting to the end, like getting to that next level, which is full retirement, financial stability, health stability, and emotional stability, including mental stability. How do you get there? I don't know. Follow me and let's see how I get there, right? I don't have all the answers. And in the next 2 years, you're going to see live, like Truman Show, what I do to get there, right? So, very good quote. Thank you. Only a fool learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Yeah. And I'm a fool. I'll tell you, I'm a fool. The mistakes I made in my life, my gosh, I have a motto: learn to live life, don't let life live you. And what it means is, what I learned this in Korea, moving to Korea freed me, and I had the best life. Oh my God. If COVID didn't happen, number one, I wouldn't be here. COVID turned me and I started saving money for retirement. I had no savings. So COVID, I switched to online. And then I realized I got to start saving money for retirement. And in 5 years, I've saved enough for retirement. Because the trick isn't saving money. The trick is not spending any money, right? That's the trick. And living in Sri Lanka, I don't spend any money. Everything is paid for. I mean, I pay my mom rent, and then I buy food and things like that. And I pay for my own internet. But my costs are like $400 a month, US. Yeah. Since 2007, I have been living a dream. But it's time to put that dream to bed and face reality. I mean, the lifestyle that I lived in South Korea was not sustainable. Like partying every night. I drank, but not a lot. I don't drink anymore. I stopped drinking about 4 or 5 years ago. About 6 years ago. 2021, I stopped drinking. No. Really, about 4 or 5 years ago, I stopped drinking. I drink like one drink a month, maybe, if I go out or something like that. But like I said, it's like, how am I going to get to that point where I can live on a beach, maybe with someone special, and what is it going to cost me? What do I have to do? And what are the pitfalls? What do I have to watch out for? So those are the other things, is that I'm going to talk about what I've learned from others, what I see, because we all live that Pattaya, Bangkok lifestyle. There is that, that underside of Bangkok and Pattaya that a lot of single men fall into that trap. So, how do you get past that? How do you avoid that? Doesn't matter what country you're in, whether it's North America, South America, Europe, Australia, or Southeast Asia, that man trap is there. I mean, I don't want to say that all women are like that. There's some men who are the same, but as single men, we have to be careful. So I'm going to be talking a lot about things that I think you might be interested in. And if there are some things that you'd like to hear or learn about or understand, join me on the live stream, ask any questions, or watch the vlogs. Yeah, I was never into that. I mean, I've gone to the bars because I have friends who own them. And, I'll talk to the girls, I'll buy them a drink, but I'm not interested. No, thank you. That's bruised fruit in my opinion. They're nice people. They're fun, but I mean, it's like in the West, the bartender and waitresses are there, just to, make you feel good. So, but I don't want to really get into that. That's personal, like, I won't talk about politics, religion, or too personal lifestyle. I'll talk in generalities. But this is more about like living life, right? Like as I say, like living life. How do you get to this point? And how do you get to your future? I think, you being a teacher, I mean, you're making money in Thai baht and you're spending it in Thai baht. But is that always the best option? Can you teach in the US and make US dollars and spend it in Thailand? Right? What does that look like? Work online, sleep on a beach. That's my plan, is to continue working online. Like, my contracts end in 4 weeks. And my daytime contracts, which means that I will only be working local time from 7 till 10, 3 or 4 nights a week. Other than that, I won't have any more classes until probably January or February. And even then, I doubt, because online is going away. I'll have the adult online, but the kids online will stay. Excellent. I'm the same. I don't drink and rarely go out to nightlife places. My focus is on planning for my retirement, like you. I'm just going to say it because this is what I tell everyone, is don't get married, don't have kids. And if you get into a relationship, keep it separate. Don't move in together. Don't have joint bank accounts. Keep everything separate. Treat it like a roommate situation if you're going to do that. I will never sleep in the same bed as a girlfriend. Absolutely not. I want my privacy. I want my alone time. Being with someone 24/7 is the recipe for stress. Also, because I snore. I'm an open book here. There's really nothing that I'm not going to share. And here's the thing, dating is fine, brother. Let me tell you, dating is fine. We're social animals. We need that human contact, but keep it separate. No overnights, like no living together. That's the worst thing you can do is, having living with someone. For me, I will never do it. If you can make it work, then that's great. I applaud you. You're a better person than I am. And I've never said that I am the best. I'm the worst. Um, Dating in the Philippines, I've gone out on a couple dates. I don't want to make a judgment call, but in every country, there's good, the bad, and the ugly. In Korea is the same thing. I've dated girls who were the most amazing human beings on the planet. I've dated girls who were gold digging, money hungry, just the worst. I've had a girl come back to me like months later and tell me she's pregnant, and I'm like, congratulations. Oh, it's yours. That's not possible. That's not physically possible because I can't. I had surgery 25 years ago. So, it's just the worst. And so I have a barrier. I have a shield. I've been alone so long that for you to want to date me, you have to be. I was out with my friends. Was it last week? And I'm at a club, and this girl, my friend's female friend, said to me, "Oh, that girl likes you. She wants to meet you." And I sat down and I talked, and I said, "Really? Do you really want to bring a girl over to me? Is she your friend?" She goes, "No, she's not my friend." I said, "That's good, because you do not want to introduce me to your friends, because I'm an asshole. I'm really not going to be nice to a girl." So sorry, let me rephrase. I'm going to be very nice, but I'm going to be so nice that it's going to be brutally honest, right? Like, "Oh, do you want to go?" "No." "Why?" "Because I don't want to." "Well, I want to." I said, "Well, you can go. I'm not holding you back. You go." "But I want you to come." "I don't want to go." "Why not?" "Because I don't want to. I'm not you. You like that. I don't." So that's not, you see, I've been alone for so long. I've been single for so long. I will not compromise. I won't. So I am the best friend you could ever have. My friend Sarah, we've been friends for 10 years. She goes, "Sam, you have ruined me for every guy. You have ruined it for every guy that comes after you." She goes, "Any guy that I date, I am always comparing to you." She broke up with a guy because he wasn't like me. Now, we, full disclosure, we did date a long time ago, but we're just friends right now. But I treat her like, more like a sister, but, we have a relationship that's close. So she is like always saying like, "These guys, they're not like you. Why?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm crazy." So what was my point? Yeah, I'm the nicest. I'm the best friend you could ever have. I am loyal, kind, supportive, generous, whatever. I would be a decent boyfriend. I would be, if we were in a relationship, I would be decent. You would be loved and cared for and liked, but you would be frustrated with my personality, and I would make a horrible husband. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely awful, horrible. The worst. So, I've been single for 22 years. I'm probably never going to get married. Now, seeing my friends in Southeast Asia married or involved with locals, I can see how my opinion might change as I get much older, like into my 70s. then maybe I would date someone who was a little bit younger, like in their 40s or 50s, who could, take care of me. But that's not what I want. I figure that, like, my plan is that once my parents pass away and I get my inheritance at 80, my parents are going to live forever. But once I get to that age, that money will come in, will cover my medical costs. I have a pension, old age security that comes in at 70. And my capital is going to grow over the next 30, 40 years. I plan to live to be like 95, 100. So I got like 42 years left. So in the 42 years, my capital is going to grow. And as it grows, I'm going to spend a little bit more on healthcare. And I don't want a woman to have to take care of me. That's the worst. I don't need that. I'll pay a nurse or a retirement home to take care of me. That's where I see it happening. But anyway, Ricky, I want to say thank you so much, brother. I truly love talking with my subscribers. I have actually met 4 or 5 subscribers, Darren being one of them. He's my friend, not my friend. He is a subscriber from Australia who I met in Sri Lanka, and we've become friends. Him and his wife, great human beings. I love them. We don't agree on a lot of things, but he's a great guy. Vietnam, I need to explore Vietnam a little bit more. The problem there is that because it's a communist country, the laws and rules when it comes to rights is a little bit tricky and difficult. And I'm going to talk about that in a later vlog in a couple of months about, Colombia. No. I speak Spanish, but Southeast Asia. Absolutely. 100%. I love, if I could retire in Korea, I would, because I love Korean women. I'm sorry. They're number one in my books. Tall, thin, perfect skin. Just incredible. But Korea is insanely expensive to live. Like, just forget about it. It's awfully expensive. Just forget about it. Especially Seoul. Vietnam is on the way to getting one. I think they do have one. They have a long-term visa. I think I saw something about it, but I haven't researched it, so I don't. I'm not up on it. But I think I saw something happening in that area. Cambodia, Indonesia. I just have to find the right beach. Filipino women are beautiful. They're kind. They cook. My friend's wife just cooked me, and I'm going to eat the dinner she made me just right after this. But, it's not about the socializing. It's about how I feel. And right now, I'm really enjoying the Philippines, but it's still in that honeymoon phase. Let's see what I feel like in 3 or 4 months. Anyways, Ricky, I want to say thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Like I said, Darren's out there. Terry, I love your brother. I know you're going to like this vlog. And I hope you enjoy the ones coming up this week. I want to say thank you to everyone who is liking, subscribing, watching, commenting. South Korea and Singapore are on par with being the same. Like, you can easily spend $5,000 a month in South Korea. Your rent being $2,000. LA, Vancouver, Toronto, Singapore, Hong Kong, Seoul. Those are in the top. Just Google it. They're the top most expensive. Food is insanely expensive, especially if you like natural foods like fruits and vegetables. They're so expensive. My God, they're so expensive. I eat healthy, and it costs me an arm and a leg to buy fruits. They're just insanely expensive. Watch the vlogs that are coming out, and my vlogs come out every single day, Ricky, every single day, except for Sundays. I can't remember. I put out at least 5 or 6 vlogs a week. And then Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings, I have live streams. So I think I don't put a video out on Wednesdays. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I put out 5 videos a week. I think in November, I'm going to switch to 6 videos a week and 1 vlog. I'm not sure. We're gonna look at the analytics and we're gonna figure it out. But I do appreciate it. Comment on the vlogs that you like and let me know what you think. And if there's anything you want to know more about, comment and watch. And if you could do me a small favor, just play all of the vlogs. Just let it play so I can collect the hours. Okay, I truly appreciate it. You don't have to watch the same one over and over again. That doesn't work. If you watch it once or twice, and then it won't count it after that. But if you watch all of them, like in the playlist, pick a playlist and do that. Brother, I thank you so much. You are a god, and I thank you so much for that. Really helping support the channel, because I'd like to get monetized by the end of the year. I need 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers. I've got 900 hours and 250 subscribers. So I'm about 25% there in under 2 months. So if I can ramp up exponentially, by the end of the year, we can be monetized. So the channel's doing really well. I'm looking at the analytics, trying to make sure I do everything right. Guys, girls, everyone, thank you so much. I truly appreciate the love you guys are showing. Remember, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Be good to each other. Be kind. Be supportive. Don't be confrontational, all right? We only have a short time on this planet. No need to spread negative energy. Just be happy. And remember, we're not strangers. We're just friends who haven't met yet. I am Sammi and Cebu, Sri Lankan Sammi, telling you guys we'll see you all on the other side.